here to keep things going. We have Carrie Davis. She's the founder and CEO of Fortress OS. And I think we're just getting Carrie up on stage. Maybe I went too fast today. Might be the coffee. But Carrie, we're really excited to have you and to learn a little bit more about your platform. Take the stage. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Paul. I'm really excited to be here. So first and foremost, guys, I'm Carrie Davis. I'm the founder of and CEO of Fortress. I've actually been an affordable housing operator for more than 13 years. And during that time, I tried every major property management system on the market, the ones most of you are using today. And every single one of those failed us and our affordable units. And we decided that affordable housing deserved better. So we built Fortress, the only property management platform purpose-built for affordable housing. And now our customers are scaling 2 to 3 times faster each year just because of the efficiencies that Fortress delivers. So if we're talking about affordable, I really want to start at the beginning with the application. So affordable housing applications are notoriously difficult. So that's why we created what we call Affordaportal. Think of it as TurboTax for affordable housing applications. And why is Affordaportal so special? It's guided, compliant, and extremely fast. So first, it's guided. Applicants don't get lost in the process. They're actually walked through step by step, ensuring a complete and accurate application with all the information you need to complete your forms, manage your audits, and make the overall decision process easy. Second, it's compliant. Applications align with all the affordable housing requirements, including HUD, LIHTC, RD, home, even your layered units. So there's no more missing questions or answers or specific information, which means no guesswork and ultimately less risk. And it's really fast. So Fortress is hyper-focused on speed as a company. We even take property onboardings from an average of 9 days to 6 hours, and we've doubled down on affordable. Affordaportal is pushing the boundaries of fast file approvals, from the fact that most applicants complete their entire application in one session in less than 15 minutes, to the fact that the file approval timelines are decreasing by days. So what used to be a painful, frustrating bottleneck is now a smooth, streamlined process. And once an application flows through Affordaportal, it moves seamlessly into Fortress, which is where your teams are going to spend a lot of their time. So let's take a look there. So this is Fortress, your team's one-stop shop for all things operations, including your affordable management. This is where Fortress shines, where compliance, leasing, and operations finally come together in one system. And your first screen in Fortress is an overview of your portfolio, so you can easily understand the health of your assets as soon as you get started. Now, getting back to our application process that we started just a second ago, the first stop is actually the affordable waitlist. Now, if I had $1 for every group who told me that their PMS's waitlist was too complicated to use, so they just work in Excel, I'd probably be able to buy a new apartment complex. So in Fortress, ease of use and automation were considered at every point. Every applicant is tracked and updated here, easily managing the statuses of approved, denied, canceled, in process waitlist applicants. And if someone was accidentally removed, one click reinstates them in their original spot or the bottom of the waitlist. The integrity of the waitlist is always maintained, but you have the freedom to choose how to handle the waitlist based on your knowledge, your expertise, and your needs. And from here, you can move a household forward, offer them a unit, or skip them with a reason code for compliance and transparency. So everything you're seeing here is guided and auditable. So next, we're going to move into a household profile. And this is where all of the data and the activity for the households can be viewed and managed from one screen. So a really important part of this whole process, the whole application process and ensuring compliance, is really the communication that you're going to be having with that applicant. And in Fortress, that communication is built right in. Your team can text applicants and residents directly, keeping all the messages centralized, transparent, and quick to view and respond. And if you have a helpful compliance review team, this is where it gets really special. Even they could communicate with the resident directly to get answers to the questions more quickly. So there's no more need for this telephone game between the compliance team, the leasing consultants, and the applicants, because all the messages are date, time, and user stamped for really clear transparency. And there's definitely no more juggling outside systems or losing track of conversations. So here you can also see all the details of the household's affordable qualifications. So while you're in the status of reviewing the communication and managing the household, you can actually see their CERT history, start a new CERT, review their income and assets information along with the household qualifying factors, all in one easy to use and access location. So this ensures that your file reviews are faster than ever, with everyone seeing the same information. And now let's take a look at one of the most powerful tools in Fortress's affordable toolbox, centralized compliance management. Here, centralized compliance teams can see exactly what's in their queue, the move-ins that need urgent turnaround, certifications sorted by effective date, and files waiting for review. Users can drill into layered programs, HUD, LIHTC, RD Home, and complete compliance across all programs in one place. And every correction or approval is fully tracked with complete auditable trails, giving you the full who, what, where, when, and why with every step of the file. And that means, yes, one of the things that we all really hate and dread is the finger pointing between on-site and compliance teams about who did what when and why recert finalizations or move-ins are taking too long. That comes to an end here because Fortress makes compliance reviews simple, transparent, and fast. Also, this gives leadership a lot of insight into how long files are taking to move through the queue, what notes are being added, what corrections are needed, and how we can all work together to move these applications more quickly. In affordable housing, we all know the priority is helping those who are underhoused move into adequate housing as quickly as possible. This centralized queue, the ease of the layered programming, and the file review system is really built to allow everyone to support that cause. And here's one of my personal favorites. So actually, looking at the HUD qualification tab, you're going to see that we manage the full HUD cert. And what's really important with managing HUD certs and ledgers and all of that data is the impact to the financials. So I actually came into this industry as an accountant, and I was always astonished with how hard some things were in the legacy system. Things like managing your retroactive cert adjustments, tracking and automating housing assistance payments and charges, and posting payments to accounts post write-off. Within Fortress, all of those problems are solved. Every unit automatically posts rent and subrent each month based on the latest cert. When interims, gross rent certs, and recerts are posted and created and completed, those charges are automatically adjusted. And if any of those are retroactive, all the retroactive adjustments are also posted. We also support walking vouchers, the local subsidies, or short-term funding for households that can change unexpectedly. If you enter those once, and Fortress then does the math. And if a voucher ends early, Fortress automatically adjusts the ledger and posts the retroactive transactions to the ledger. The important thing here, your ledgers stay accurate always without any manual cleanup needed. So that's Fortress in action. We've gone through guided applications, automated waitlist, centralized compliance, and accurate ledgers. Affordable housing is really complicated. We all know that, but Fortress makes it simple, compliant, and scalable. So as we wrap, what you're looking at here is the property level KPI dashboard. Just one example of how Fortress is purpose-built for affordable housing. And we've spent years working side by side with operators like you, listening to your challenges and building tools that drive real impact, but it's just the tip of the iceberg for Fortress. We aren't just a better way to manage compliance, it's a complete operating system. So thank you guys for watching our demo today.
Carrie, you're incredible. So is the product, but I want you to know that you have an entire fan club. Everybody is like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And she's an incredible presenter. So thank you so much. I know, I think I heard you answer this, but I want to ask it to be sure because the chat was going crazy. I know it's hard to see that while you're presenting, so I want to make sure we get some of these questions answered. Ellie and Garrett have similar questions. Ellie wants to know, would Fortress work well with Florida's live local program? And Garrett is asking, do you work with the local program like ARO in the city of Chicago?
Yeah, so actually we manage a lot of local programs. What we found in managing those local programs is that there are a lot of different nuances with local programs. And whether we're adding that program in and of itself or whether it's being layered on top of another program, Fortress does handle all of those programs. Now, if it's one that we haven't handled in the past, then we usually work with our customer to get those set up before they onboard, making sure that it works for whatever they're using that function for.
I love, love, love that. So I know everybody was so excited to hear that there's something just for affordable. Don't tell anyone, but I was actually texting a friend of mine who just started managing affordable programs as well. I'm like, girl, come on, come check this out. But one of the questions we have is, while you're managing your affordable portfolio, can you also bring in your other assets? What about your market assets? Because now we're all excited. We don't want to leave everybody else out.
Yeah, absolutely. So Fortress is a full system replacement to the core operating systems that a lot of people are using today. So we replace platforms like Yardi, RealPage, and Trata. And when we do that, we do take on all the components. So we manage market rate units. We even manage commercial units with a full built-in CAM feature and with reconciliations and budgeting and all of that. So yeah, we handle all sorts of units and have customers who have asset classes that range pretty much across the board.
So you can just do everything for everybody.
Yep, everything in one system.
We wish we could be. Okay, amazing. Yeah. We love this for you. This is so awesome. So Madeline wants to know, how much time is it going to take from getting signed up to getting Fortress up and running? Because we're all, I think, kind of foaming at the mouth at this point.
Yeah, 90 days. So we are able to get most of our customers up and running in 90 days. And then from there, every property onboarding usually takes somewhere between like 6 and 12 hours from the time the property goes dark until it's live again, because we know how important it is to have very, very, very little downtime if we possibly can.
Truly, truly. Okay, Debbie is wondering, she said, all programs, question mark, question mark. If a site is layered, it's tracking all programs at once. And I think you have a good answer.
Yes, the answer is yes. So we handle layered programming incredibly well. We were very intentional with how we built it out. We knew that in a lot of other systems, it could create a lot of chaos. And so we were very intentional with it, even to the point of allowing customers to create customized hierarchies in the back end as to which programs take precedence. And so we're very intentional with that. You know, at the end of the day, we really want to make affordable housing that is really complicated as simple as possible for our users to use.
It's so needed, and not just for our side, but also so that we can get more people into the housing that they so desperately need. So yes. I mean, I'm so impressed. Yeah, Nicole wants to know, does Fortress have tech support, and what does that look like?
Yes, we do. So it ranges from even like front end AI based in-system learning and guided walkthroughs, all the way through to our, I may be a little biased here, but our best in class tech and customer support team. Their average response time is actually less than 7 minutes, and average resolution time is within like 6 to 7 hours, which we think is pretty incredible.
Less than 7 minutes?
Yep.
Could you get on the phone with my cable company real quick? That's insane. Yeah. So incredible. Paul is wondering, what does the application process look like for market versus affordable? Are there big differences there?
Yeah, so actually today it is a little bit of a big difference, to be honest with you. So the affordable process has those additional components and layers to it, right? Where we're asking specific questions around their income and their assets, and specifically requesting documents based on the answers they give. So if they're receiving Social Security income, we're going to ask specifically for that documentation. If they have a child in the unit, we're going to ask for that child's birth certificate, all of that sort of information. And so it's a really robust guided walkthrough versus the conventional side is quite a bit more simple, right? We're just sticking to the basics. Honestly, Fortress was pretty intentional with ensuring that we were only asking the required questions so we can get that application through as quickly as possible, while also allowing our customers to input their own custom questions if they wanted to, because we know that we have some users out there who would really love to get some of those demographic questions, especially around their lease ups, that aren't required, but just that they would love to ask and have that information if possible.
This is all just so incredible. I'm going to make a mention real quick to everybody in the chat. Y'all, all of you who are like, sign me up, be sure to answer the poll so that we can get you connected to Carrie so she can get you signed up, because we want to do that. We want to make that connection. So you guys answer that poll question, yes. And then Debbie has another question. She says, so basically you were acting as the compliance department initially.
Yes. So we don't have to. Now, we have some customers who use Fortress holistically. So Fortress actually does go through the files and provide the feedback in system for the users. And then we also have some customers that just have their own centralized compliance team. We also have some customers that utilize outsourced third-party compliance management who actually access Fortress and go through that process. So we have a lot of options depending on what it is that best suits your company.
I love it. Okay, one more question, Carrie, because I think we could just keep going all day, girl, because everyone is so excited. Nicole says, I may have missed this. However, would the platform offer training courses, or is there a way for us to host training courses within the platform?
Yeah, so we actually do host training courses inside of Fortress on how to manage certain certifications and how to walk through certain processes. And then if we were to, we actually have worked with customers in the past on hosting training. That's something we'd love to chat with groups about.
I love it. And I hope this is okay for me to say, we also all would like your hair. So, big fan of the product, big fan of your beautiful hair, and big fan of you. This is just absolutely incredible. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Chelsea.
Of course. Thanks, Carrie.